Today marks 11 years since August 3rd of 2014. The day the world changed for the Yazidi people. A day when silence became deadly and an entire community was targeted simply for who they are. We gather not just to remember the life lost, but to speak for those who were silenced, to honor those who were survived, to remember those still in captivity and those who remain displaced, and to remind the world the Yazidi people are still here, unbroken. Throughout our history, we have endured more than 70 genocides, but we never gave up. We are still here, standing, speaking, surviving. This is not just a memorial, it is a promise that we will not look away, a promise that we will carry their stories forward until justice is delivered, until Yazidis find peace, protection, and live in dignity.
We're honored to guide you through tonight's program as we gather in remembrance, in solidarity, and in hope. August 3rd, 2014 marked one of the darkest chapters in our people's history. A genocide carried out against the Yazidi by ISIS in Sinjar. Thousands of innocent lives were lost, and thousands more remain missing. And yet, our people endure. We carry their memory with us tonight, in our hearts, in our voices, and in our mission to ensure what happened to the Yazidi community is never forgotten and never repeated. To begin, we ask everyone to please stand as we observe a moment of silence in honor of the Yazidis, victims, the survivors, and those who are still missing.
At this time, we will share a special message from Mr. Marwan Bapiri, a respected Yazidi religious leader. Though he couldn't be with us in person tonight, he has sent a recorded prayer to offer blessings, spiritual strength, and guidance as we begin our evening together.
خذي وخذ هذه دستورية عشوان نبي والعام الأيام وما كان العمو كلايام بل إذا رجع آخرته بنا ما يقدر بلا وليش وعمي بوهي واني دفاقا يا أيام أصدنا ديواني وكتشاوى البوغازار وشادي السي هيبهاش فرمانك الملتي ازدي رابو وكتشاوى مش بيشيخو بيستي بيلي قطبانا ابحزارة فرمان الملتي ازدي رابوي دائما ازدي ياخد باراست وخوجيت اسيد درتين وفرمان بفرماني قالك جارا لقطبانا حافظي دو فلمان وكشتينجي الكارثات الأزير وكشتينجي يا سيهاش الدوازار وشادي حافظي وشار فلمان الملتي ازدي رابون هنجي برينو هو اي افتقنا نو جانبو وابدنيا هوصا نرتشوبو قالك كارثات المظن هذا سري ازديا وكسي ندي وكسي نديش وكسي نزاني بلام جيب خابني كمظن تخوازين إيرو في أصلي دا وأصلي تكنولوجيا دا القرن ديشتو إيكي ملتكي وكي ملتي إزدي فرمانكا أبو بي شكلي هوفانا لرابط بهزارة كيجي إزديا اختياري دايكت إزديا اختيار بابت إزديا زاروك إزديا هذا سرجي كرين هذا قرتين هذا اغتصاب كرين السوق هذا فروتن ام جي مخابنيا كمزرط خوازين اشبوه إلو روش وان ولات وان دولتا اوید بيجن ام ما في مروبات باريزين حقوقي انسانتيه ومروباتيه وبيرو باوليا بين المهي ودنياي حموكي هذا إلو روش خو راستا ازديا بدنكر خو كركر خو كوركر خو ناركر أبجي داخل كما صنع إلو قلها ملتت كيم الدنيا دا وارسل ملي وان ولا دا وان دولتا أف دولتت مظني إلو حكم الدنيا كان وقتنا حقين ظلمي لتتكرين ادفيت أو قبول نكن كاچاوا الدوازار وشهادها تفسري ازديايا آنو سويا داجي واتيتا سري برايد ما دروزي جي قومك وملتكي كي من الدنيا دا إلو شيخاش إيريشيت هوفانا وتيرا سري وانجي أمنابي دولة إسلامي أمنابي وان كسيت هوفانا يمنابي خدي ظلمي وتعدي ونحقي البشرية كان إزداتي باهوليكا خزايا إزداتي باهوليكا دائما خير إشبو دنياي حموكي خواستيا حتى إيرو روجي قول المدى أم دبيجين كسكي تبيني خيرك غيرا بقهيني بسيار نكا تو اشتيديني هكذا خيرك دابي وتبقى بيدا بردابي النخد وندانابي الدعاء مدى قولة مدى أم بيجين هر ملتكي باوية ويشيد بالبلابد فكري ويشيد بالبلابد بل حق اشتي إنسانتي بيشاد ديني دايا هر ملتكي إنسانتي ياوي نبت يظالم يتعدكر يكسر يشكوك مدى قبول لك الملتي خدينا ناسي ندرك شوف يا خمبرات كنينا لا صار يا خمبرات يفكر يكون جدا هبيا باهولك أقول جدا هبيا بل إنسانتي سريحة وتشتيا ما خيرات الدنيا حموك وأخواتي بيخاف كيفيش نقول آخر فاصل حمو ولا تاينا حمو إنسانتينا السلوي بعديه مري مخافين ظنوا نحقيات إزديات يتكلم قطائيو روش الولاد إزدي وهزار الصلاة آخوان جعفوا أدب كل دويوان إزدي نانا فارسنا إزدي مقالة السفرين إزدي حضورنا لا تعدوالي تتكلم أم جاك دي بانغا خود كهينا هر دولتك إيلو ما في الروضات فارس ودولتك إيلو روش دستوال آخر راكي داحين وبقارن وجدان يخو ضمير يخو مرتعب قلمانا إيو غلق جارا بيشي بدي وتبا أصل خدية وخدية بهي خدية بيت كتوش بير ناكت ما إذا جاء عمل يخوله بس خدية كبيري داي ما نبي إيو روش خلقك وعالمك بجدي وكل شاوى بلينا إذا جاء هاتي بلين دار كرن قوة كيوية بلينا وان بقارن دردوان بلينا وان درمان بكن وبلينا وان شعر سابقا أدركنا سبقك قولي ما ديبجيت إج قوتني أولياء وبيشنا خاسو نبيا ناهي خدي العدى حقيا إذا جاتي ديبجيت حد ملتك هر ولاتك عدالتي إذا حدث خدي بيديها خدي عدالتها هر ولاتك عدالة شكينا نبرك خديش الليلية ما إيمانا خدي وإنا بحضارات الصلاة إذا جاتي بعض ويجيب كطبيعة الدنيا بيجري دايا ما أكشتاطا إيو روشوي باراستي وما دي باريسي إيو أزمانك أخذ كيما حبو جاكي إزديا الكي ولاتي هبت الكي دولة تيبن إيو روش أفضاري جرانك تسلمني خدان بخت خدان خياتا هر إزديكي كيجو كلو زلام جهيري إزدي الكي ولاتي بختكي باقش وجدانك راستي درست خزمتك جوا بلدك خوبك ودستي مبقى تدركي دي ملتا إزدي إيولوجي وبني بلنغاس خويدا كبر أو خير حصار فيها أو خير حرم مصنع سنقتنا كمظل بوجادة إزديات فازم أو إيول بخوتن الدنيا دا أو إيول بينغا بمصر تاريخ الدنيا دا أو إيول دعوة ما حقيقة إزديات كان الدنيا دا ضمير يقوم مرتاح وجدان يقوم مرتاح بكن إيو روش مهما قلنا في المانا 2004 دي ابتني واسل من ما بازار أبري هنديشي هيجو خورتي إيزيديا ويقولنا قربانا ببهوليه ويقولنا قربانا بروحنايه ويقولنا قربانا بإيزيدياتيه شي قابا مقاري نالا دنيا وعالم دا أم بين قابا بابين أم الخونا واخوي دركبين هنجي أو شرفك مصنع إجبو ما حموكا إزدياتي منك خدا بختايا إزدياتي منك خدا غيرتايا وكي تشاوى فخر آدار بيجد خدا أصل تورون الآلي جيري طماخو نبا سيري فقط مسكي أو خو دي بان بدي وبيجد هر إنسانك بينغابي غيرتي بابت أو إنسانك المال أخو جيرون اشتبت خلقك وعالمك شو جارة حقيوي وخدان وجدان إشبير ناكل ليش هذا حقيوي دن لما حموكا خود بل أب نبقى التاريخ كسرت بخود أسركبتني بو خدان غيرت خوازم أسركبتني بو أنت خوازم أي بينغابي مصر تابين هي بيا مخدي أم هي بي شكت كينش ولاته إيرو روش ما في مروبات باريزن بلا شابك وراستا إزيديا بكن بلا بوهيخ وراستا إزيديا بكن بلا أوجي وجدان يخور راحت بكن بلا سردردي في ملتي بريندا بسكنين ريزو صلاة سرقبتن بو جاليا إزيديا أمريكا اتفاق سريحا متشتيا هو ببيت وخلفا في المعنى بكن تشتي توي نايتا با شقا أم بيجي خوزي هنا با شقا أم بقرين بقرية أم لقاري بقرين أب خوزيا أم لقاري بقرين أب دعايا ودروزاو أم المالا كوروني نكو بيدن بكين وهل بيجين فايقا خودي حقي ما بستيند أم لقاري شو بكين أم إلو روج بتفاقي دستي خوتك داني موقف غيرتي بستيني أبا سريح حموكيا أم لقارين خلفا قلق في المعنى بكين غير صلاة سرقفتني بود خوازم إن شاء الله إزدياتي حد سر خوبت وإزدياتي حد كاري خودا بيروز دا بريكارونا دا دي بردوان سرقفتني.
Next, we will watch a short video that sheds light on the atrocities of the Yazidi genocide. These images might be difficult, but they reflect the truth that need to be seen and never forgotten.
Katiame.
Koreme.
Datame. Baveme.
Hoshkame. Datame. Bademe. Ubraime.
It has been 11 years since the Yazidi genocide, but for us, it didn't end in 2014. We still feel and live the pain every day. Our community is waiting for justice, for real actions from the government to help rebuild our lives. Many of us are still living in camps with no clear future. But the hardest part is knowing that 2,600 Yazidis, our fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters are still missing. Every day without them is a reminder that rescue cannot wait. It's urgent.
Now we hear from a voice that carries the pain of loss and the strength of survivor, Khatun, a Yazidi survivor who was directly affected by the genocide.
Welcome everyone. I can speak a little bit of English, but I'm speaking our language so that you can more clearly understand. This is what Gauri wants to say, but I will say it instead of her because she doesn't want to speak.
مطلبك منينا بنشجي بوما بكن أمنا الفيدرين نجبر مثلا عائلتي إخوة أم هاتينا طلبة مطلبك يمكن نظام جد هزار وشارد دانها بيبا منك شدرك يانو وكوتي في قالب بقي أجي متأكد بدي سنة كده بيبا ما قلت شبهنا حسامة بكن كما بيقول هذا الإدارة دركبي أنا كمطلبك إزدياها به بشتي نفس عادك دركتني لمزان مجرد ويد بورق ودريان نكنا أشراش كده وتشيزان بس هر أم حاولين تشتكي بوصل.
We are not here to ask for something for ourselves, for our families. We know that since 2014 we have been making a lot of demands, but they hear them from one ear and let it go from the other ear. And we know this time will be the same. Within 30 minutes they will forget what we've requested and they will throw what we've demanded into the trash.
بس مطلبك نيم على مبتنيها لأن عائلتي مشي الوين مقبرة دبو أول خانة سوري كديتين إجد 2014 تانوها معاملك وانا مشي هكا تشتكي نابي ما هبي ما في بحولين مجنبا حكومة كردستان تشتكي نادما أما كذا اعترافي بيناك لأن الشهيدة ونا متوفي نبيسيا نبيان وفاتها تشتكي.
My family members are in a mass graves in Khanasor, and this mass grave is not recognized. When we go to the government of Kurdistan, they do not listen to us. When we go to the Iraqi government, they do not listen to us. This is a forgotten mass grave of many people.
يعني شيستو هف الوين مقبرة دبون حتى إنه يجي نزاني كي مقبراوي البرشة فدين في شارتينا أرضي هناك ملكي هناك شيء بشتي بيش شهيد ديتري أردود بهادن كذي شفري اللي بدي بيجورن فان هستير دير الراكن بس نكارم بيش ميديش ونزانم كي تبا بابي مامي من هالجويري
67 Yazidis are buried in Sharfadin, at Sharfadin temple. They are buried at a private site of someone, who may decide to come and just remove the grave or the graveyard. I don't even recognize which one is the grave of my father and my uncle.
نادي نقولك الديج بكل يمكن كذا وقت نبي بس ونجبر لي تشتي تريجي مهاتنا كسبر خوزت بيدن بس نهاتي ما طلبات تشتكي بهم بكن بس طلبة كن يعني كشكو جيني زي هتان هو بسدا تستوان دينا حكومتك منظمك يعني جدي ونا دولتك جدي يعني بيبيفتيا هكا بفين ناس بيجي بني هم تشتا حكومة عراقي كأمريكا مثلا كعالمي هم كده مثليني هكا بفي أجي متأكد من خلال الدهي هذا وهم كاينة مات بس يك ما برانا بلين ما قوتنينا ما بشتغنينا.
It's not just the mass grave, it's not just as our family, it's the entire Yazidi community. Still hundreds of Yazidis are in captivity. That there is no effort to rescue them, either by the Iraqi government or in case of the United States, which could do a lot to help the Yazidi community to be rescued. But because Yazidis do not have backing, they are not seen as, let's say, someone with leverage or backing. That's why there is no real support for the Yazidi community.
نهاتي ميا مثلا المنظمة قبل مثلينهم ياس تشيدس نكار هناكاش مالا خوب مثلينهم بس أسهاتي ما بيبا بلنغازي دوك أخوان لكمبادا هافيني تشودن وزفتاني سرما نزاني تشاوبك أسهاتي ما بيجي بين مك عالمك كضميرك يحي ما بين الدنيا هم كذا بس تشتكي يعني ازديارة بك نجمر بس ازديارة.
I am here not representing any organization or any group. I'm here to represent the voice of our people. I'm here to represent the voice of thousands in the camps who suffer during the summer from the heat, who suffer during the winter. Basically a community that suffers.
دومن فيديو جديد قالك متابعة أزنكار متابعة فيسبوك بس مقول بس هتان هو أزم متابعيكم من فيديو جديد كشكل زديا كانين كشكل زديا فلوتن قلتن كي كريه كده سيخوب نقوازي كرم يعني ليك بهاد كالمساعدة يعني بالكي ديني بهوري إنسانية يعني قبولتك كده دول عربي تفلوتن.
I try to avoid watching videos. Yesterday I watched a video of an auction by ISIS for Yazidi women, where Yazidi women, they were laughing, they were making fun of them, they were basically buying Yazidi women for $10. Is this acceptable in any religion or by any laws and rules?
بتصوير مرينا برد شرفتين بشارتين والله يعني أنا كارم مش مكا نوكا حيوان أجي في شارتينا نوكا حكنا حيوانك يمري خديك يجوا باحترام شركة في شيرين يعني خديك في شهيدة ديز دياينا بكسر خد عين ري وأم هل نبوش معنا بلا كسر نبيجي يا قوتك بش مدى هيا حتى يكي يزدي هيا يعني وسري خدن وهريا خنادن ولا تعوسي ملكا وشو هم كمان.
This is the Yazidis. This is my parent and uncle who died for the Yazidi faith. But the way they are buried, and excuse me saying that they are buried like animals, they are not buried like humans. Is this acceptable?
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am a survivor. And today I stand before you, remember and honor the victims of the Yazidi Genocide, which occurred in 2014 on August 3rd of that year. The Islamic State launched a brutal attack on the Yazidi community in Sinjar, Iraq, killing thousands and displacing hundreds of thousands. The Yazidi, an ancient and peaceful religion minority, were targeted for our beliefs and identity. ISIS seek to put an end to our culture, destroying our homes and enslaving our people. The WIC committed mass killings and forced conversations, the abduction of women and children into sexual slavery. We remember the screams of the victims, the cries of the orphaned children, and the tears of the family torn apart. We remember the brave men and women who fought to protect their loved ones and their community. But we also remember the world silence, the silence of government, the silence of international organizations. and the silence of individuals who could have acted or prevent to stop the genocide. Today, we break that silence. We acknowledge the Yazidi genocide and recognize the suffering of the people. We honor their courage and their determination to survive. Let us learn from this dark chapter in human history. Let us commit to protecting vulnerable communities, to speak out against injustice, and to stand together against hatred. We will not forget the Yazidi genocide. We will not forget the victims, and we will not forget the lessons of history. After all the people who lost family members, may they rest easy. And the ones alive, may they return back to us, inshallah. No one can split us apart from being Yazidi. Wala ta'sim alak.
We now welcome Mr. Murad Ismail, who will walk us through the history of the Yazidi atrocities from the invasion of Sinjar to the challenges our community continues to face today.
شغال بخير أنا كيف كل ما جيب أيهم ترى زي الإنجليزي بأيهم وقا جمال وقا خاتوني وقا قوري وشيء إزديانا وشيء إزديا وشيء يبي ملادي قرباني داي تكلفة كم هزن إتهاتنا كشتن إتهاتنا رباندن إتهاتنا كنوا نازح هزاري خل غير خطر داينن خطانا كي كشنا دركة آمن إزديا قرباني كم هزن دا تحقيق كم هزن دا نحقيق كم هزن إزديا حتى كرن لتشتري مهم وإزدياتي رو بدركهم هر عاديكم بسهش تقدر هتانا كي بيرو إزدي روجاكي هو كبودي نساكنين إزدي روجاكي نساكنين تفع عملات خالقين إنسان إزديات من فخور به هتانا كي نوها كارب بسرقة خاب الساكن ودفع قبيا هاكو دفع عملات خالقين وفي بيشيا وكبودي شعوب الدنيا ده همو قالك تعدد سرقة لك هاتيا أنا كل برجارما وكمروان قوتي دروس شيء سري دروس هاتي لملاتي ساغبة ملاتي ساغبة ملاتي فيلم كشف سريعات ملاتي قواتها داخلي أباك أو ملاتي تجارناك بيوز بخورناكم إزدي روشكي بكربن إزدياب هفتيو تشار فرمان هاتنا سري إزدياب بغرقي فرماني تجد وقابي فرماني بون بيستر بون بغلاكيجي يا وقابي بون يا بيستر بون أو ملات رنكات هتانا كي إيرو ملات سلنجا فاساكين وهتانا ملات إيرو تحديد I would like to thank you so much for being with us today, from the Iraqi Embassy, from the representatives of the Congress and the Senate here, and from some of our friends in Lincoln. We really appreciate your presence with us. Today marks the 11th anniversary of the Yazidi Genocide, which is still ongoing in many ways. The genocide is ongoing if you look into almost every aspect of it, whether it's the enslavement. About 7,000 Yazidis were taken captive within 2 weeks, and still about 2,700 of them are captive, are still missing. We witnessed the return of a few of them over the past couple of weeks, and an opportunity opened up in Syria to rescue them. And I think this is something the US and the international community can act on, pressing the Syrian government to help find and locate the Yazidis who are still in captivity in Syria. I think also if you look into how the Yazidis are still displaced, despite the passage of 11 years. Still about half of the Yazidi community displaced, suffering in the camps under very severe conditions. And unfortunately, the human cause, the human case that turned into a political and geopolitical struggle between multiple actors, whether it is Erbil and Baghdad, whether it's Iran and Turkey, whether it's the different faction within Iraq or outside Iraq. The Yazidi cause was turned from a human cause to a geopolitical cause where our land and our resources became important and where we did not become important in the process. If you think about it, Iraq is a country that has a very large budget. Iraq, Baghdad and Erbil, they agree almost about every aspect of their differences, whether it is resources, whether it is salaries, whether it's oil, but they only do not agree when it comes to the Yazidi issues. And this is something the world has to see and understand and acknowledge and help the Yazidi community. And Iraq has to take concrete actions help the Yazidi community return, recover. I think every aspect of genocide, if you look at it, as I said, is still open. It's an open wound. If you think about it, 12,000 Yazidis were killed or enslaved within 2 weeks. We have not even got 12 trials internationally. So we did not get even one trial for 1,000 people who were killed. And if you add numbers, each person of these 10,000 or 12,000 suffered tens of crimes. So we did not get even one trial for 10,000 crimes. And that's not okay. Closure of UNITAD. UNITAD was supposed to do, it did the investigation, for example, collected a lot of evidence to bring ISIS members to justice. And UNITAD was closed without any trials. The idea of UNITAD was, you do investigation, but it has to be followed by a court, where it can look into all the cases of killing, enslavement of the Yazidi people. That did not take place. What they did, they closed UNITAD, they packaged the files, the Yazidi file, and they sent it to the United Nations, where it's living on a server that nobody even have access to. That's not justice. That's not okay. Yazidi community still think there will be some type of courts, in The Hague, by the International Criminal Court, by the Security Council. But the truth is, the world has moved on beyond the Yazidis without giving them the justice they deserve. The world has moved on without looking to people like Jamal, like Gloria, and telling them, first, we are sorry. Second, what happened to you is not okay. Third, at least we can do minimum for you to bury your parents in a dignified way. Yazidi is still waiting for the remains of their loved ones to come back. And that's not okay. That's not okay to keep more than 150,000 Yazidis in the camps in the Kurdistan region and prevent them from returning. This is 11 years of the Yazidi genocide. Is actually what Kurdistan is doing, what Baghdad is doing today is illegal. It's illegal by the rules of Iraq, where you prevent people from going back home, because if you are an IDP now in the camp, and you try to go back, you cannot get the paperwork to go back. Not only you don't get support to go back, but you don't get the paperwork and the approval to go back. And that's not okay too. The other thing is, like, if you look across Iraq, they are trying to rebuild, they are trying to make Mosul Dubai. When you talk to people, they are proud of making Mosul Dubai. They are proud of new projects like electricity in Erbil. They are proud of projects like a port in Basra. They are proud of the development road that goes from Turkey to the south. Isn't the priority to bring people back, Yazidis back to their homes? Isn't the priority to bring people from the IDPs back before you build development road? Before you build an airport? It is a priority, but Yazidis are not priority. That's the truth is. The truth is Yazidis are seen as still, until today, as third-class citizens. Yazidis are still seen as third, fourth-class citizens. And the genocide is not over. And actually the rest of genocide is actually now at its highest probably possibility. Al-Qaeda has taken over Syria and potentially could be ruling Northeast Syria. So back of Sinjar could become again Al-Qaeda or Qaeda-like group. And Yazidis do not know what's going to happen to them if that happens. Yazidis do not know the future. The truth is Yazidis do not know what's going to happen. Not only in Syria. You see a post in Ruda or in an Iraqi media or in one of the outlets on a Yazidi, basically on a simple thing. For example, doing a ritual, a religious ritual. You see thousands and tens of thousands of comments of hatred, speeches of hatred that call on Yazidis, devil worshippers, infidels, that call on basically persecution of Yazidis as a group. So the threat of genocide for the Yazidis is not over. It's still there. And it will be there probably for many decades to come. And I think it will only take a very strong Yazidi community, to respond to that. If you look at the Yazidi community in Nebraska, which is a very successful community, which is a community that's thriving actually, not only surviving but thriving. We have tens of students here going to the medical school, going to the UNL, going to other universities here. The Yazidi community is a successful community when they have opportunity. They are contributing citizens to humanity when they have the opportunity. And I think this Yazidi community will be something in the world that at least able to protect itself and protect its children in the future. Thank you so much.
This next video highlights the ongoing impact of the genocide and the challenges the Yazidis still face. Please turn your attention to the screen.
كتشكل السكن بين المسواكن وبرمسة شارع يخصن ودليل مقرثن مير كشتن بعضهم معهم كشتن وبرغالين وبردان فارزين دورا مواكين وتلفون قام هذا من شوطان دي يوم شوطان ده أنا بجي دورا غالين وبردان أمشولا سال عشق وعد ساعة عم السر بعرف أبو يقول دورا من أبو أزور ذاك أخو ساعة عم السر بعرف أبو ساعة عم السر بعرف أبو معاه السر بلكي ما بقاني فلكي ما باني كريتو تعرف أبو بلكي مدو سامر هاتم ما بقريا ما بوري ما قري قديد كان همو تشوينا غير مو داكا قنا معايا مرقا سري بارقهم هم كبازا قديد يبنا معايا شمارا بيبهاي قرمتشو.
Welcome Tim Schroeder, representing Senator Pete Ricketts, who joined us tonight in solidarity with the Yazidi people.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tim Schroeder, and I'm here tonight representing United States Senator Pete Ricketts. I am honored to be with you as we commemorate the tragic events that took place in 2014. The Senator was unable to be here tonight, but he appreciated your kind invitation to this event, and he sends his regards and condolences to any of you who may have lost loved ones in the tragic events that took place. Thank you again for having me here tonight. God bless. Thank you.
We now share with you a new video honoring the victims and the strength of our community. May their faces and stories remain with us always.
يزيد خانا من بردسته جهوبا هشتين وكابزكي بشبان هشتا چاوه زاروكي من خواشرين بوم دشمنا بتوبو سلاحا قل خيانة لازمان شنقالا مبالا هوارا لشارو كولاني مبو پشتنو برنو سبري لبو قصب خان بهزارا زاروكي من سري چولو چال بسنگه داي كاشتنو نظام من القسكي خل منكرا خدا قسكي خل منكرا خدا برادای بو بابا وزانن کسی به جولاده ویشیانینا ایران برکا فلوسی بره خلقه وکا اختیمو سوینا حتا خارنا پاری کنان و آفهم بسرو گرینا شوه رشید رزق مدبورن خور آزان منینا آوارا روند که چاوه دای که من سر سیراتن و کتابه بارانا کسات تشتگی جحاله و نزاله هنک شد گرتینا هنک شد بنه زندانا در مدینا هنک شد کشتینا سیکه لاشوان بنتاقو دیوارا در زینا خوشبو برادای بو بابا چما بیراتنه خلقه بکیفو خوشی بینانن چما بیراتنه مروژه غشو فرمانن بیرو دیسا بیراتنا گم زیرو شیبای منو گرن سره تخاله لندکا بزه گرن جبر دوکا
Will join with us Suad Kuti, a Yazidi survivor from captivity, to share her experience from captivity to surviving through a video call from Arizona.
This time we are honored to invite Mr. Hassan to the stage. He will speak on the current situation facing the Yazidi people, from ongoing displacement and trauma to the struggle for recognition, justice, and dignity.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everyone attending this event of Yazidi in commemoration of the 11th anniversary of Yazidi Genocide in Shingal. Martin Luther King Jr. said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. At early dawn of August 3, 2014, Yazidis in Sinjar woke up to the sounds of bullets, gunfire, and strange voices of terrorists shouting, Allahu Akbar, God is great, calling the Yazidis either to convert to their religion or being killed and enslaved. These invaders were coming from different countries and nationalities, poisoned with hatred and eagerness to harm, humiliate, and kill the innocent Yazidis. Everyone in Shingal was crying, weeping, sad, terrified, lost, and didn't know who were those criminals and what they wanted them to do. We as Yazidis do not blame foreigners beyond the borders, as they are poisoned by evil and dark teachings, but we blame Iraqis who betrayed us and stabbed us with poison daggers. These ungrateful neighbors were our friends and colleagues, blood brothers, who turned overnight into beasts, revealing their hidden hatred all of a sudden. They were the first to enslave our young women and girls and sell them in slavery for sex, kill old women and men, and murder thousands males over the age of 14. Yazidis are humble, simple, and friendly, and love people from any religion, sect, race, or color as they love themselves. They do not wish evil to anyone. All they want of us is to live in peace in a homeland that protects their dignity and freedom. they are satisfied with the simplest level of living and accept any job, work, or business to provide their families. The word hawara which means help, from a distressed grandmother who lost all her entire family members in the terrorist attack on her village. The wailing from a helpless grandfather who suffered from cancer for more than 4 years. The screaming of a bride on the first night of her honeymoon, whose groom was killed by acids at the door of her bedroom, taking her by force as a sex slave. The shrieking of a bereaved mother who lost her 4 young sons fighting the invaders, defending their village, families, religion, dignity, and properties. The echo and result of these desperate calls inside and outside Iraq made the Yazidis all over the world of all ages, occupational and religious ranks, run in panic to European parliaments, United Nations, civilized countries, White House and Congress in Washington, D.C., begging and calling lawmakers, presidents, kings, and prime ministers to do whatever they could to take military action against ISIS to save and to protect our people from this terrible massacre. But to no avail. What happened to my people in Shingal was incredible by all measures and standards, and it is the first time to occur in modern history. Tragic and unbelievable story took place on the way to Mount Sinjar, and on it, a father was forced painfully to leave his 2-year-old daughter to die when she fell down from his pickup career, fearing that the whole family being caught and killed if he braked his truck because Daesh or ISIS were chasing them. A grandson, barefooted, starving and thirsty, was carrying his grandma on his back for more than 10 miles till they reached the mountain. A mother abstained from having her meals for 4 days so that she could save food for her hungry children. A 30-year-old son was forced to watch ISIS beheading his 90-year-old father. Then he himself was shot down dead by them. Shilan and Jilan, 2 sisters, 22 years old, committed suicide, preferring death to be raped by their captors, and dozens of Shingali women and girls did the same as the 2 sisters did. Kocho, a small Yazidi village with population of 1,800, 10 miles to the south of Mount Sinjar, was besieged by Daesh for 12 days, waiting for Iraqi government or Kurdistan regional government or international community represented by United Nations and major powers to come and save them. But with deep sorrow, as we are poor, not having oil, money, or state, no one took any action to stop this horrific massacre, leaving our depressed people to the most evil criminals in the world. Finally, ISIS killed with cold blood all males over 14 years old, murdered all old women and men and women, enslaved young women, girls, and males less than 14 years old. Most countries, including major powers and United Nations, abandoned our people, our poor people. It seemed to us that all the world adopt false values with all their mass media, deadly weapons, developed technology and communications, and giant jet fighters, did nothing to save my people in Shingal and to prevent this horrible genocide. Till the present time, almost 3,000 Yazidis, mostly young girls and children, remain missing in Sinjar's neighboring countries and among ISIS families in Al-Hol complex in Al-Hazaka in North Syria. ISIS brainwashed them to the extent of forgetting their names, religion, language, and parents. They also used their male children as fighters and suicide bombers. We ask Iraqi government and United Nations to do their best to save them and bring them back to their families. These miserable people have no sin or guilt except that God had created them on a religion that is different from that of majority. And for this reason, we have been plagued by wars of genocide that have been going on for hundreds of years. Our adherence to our ancestors' principles and religion has cost us rivers of blood and unspeakable torment and agony through our centuries in unequal battles characterized by injustice, cruelty, persecution, barbarism, and brutality. We Yazidis call the United Nations and the international community to stand and hold responsibility to investigate this case, bring whoever behind it to justice, and do anything possible to prevent the future campaigns of genocide against our people. Finally, humanity is diversity. In other words, I come from a place where one's heritage is the source of one's strength, and strength is measured one's capacity to accommodate diversity, because it is only through diversity that we recognize common humanity. From this platform, we strongly condemn and denounce the campaigns of persecution, marginalization, and ethnic cleansing carried out by Syrian regime and its terrorist army against minorities like Alawites, Druze, Shias, Christians, Jews, Yazidis, and Kurds. We sympathize with them and call for their protection from Al-Jolani's brutality and his criminal gangs. We also denounce all racist practices against any minority in the world, as is happening in China, Myanmar, Pakistan, and other rogue states. Thank you.
Welcome Dr. Mayer, Senior Director of Behavioral Health Service at Bryan Health, who join us tonight in solidarity of the Yazidi people.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Dave Meyer, Senior Director of Behavioral Services at Bryan Medical Center. Today we gather with heavy hearts to commemorate and honor the memory of the victims of the Yazidi Genocide 11 years after ISIS attempted to eradicate the Yazidi faith and other ethnic and religious minorities. As a result of this genocide, many lost homes, family members, and relatives and freedoms. Many have lost loved ones and have loved ones who are missing or in refugee camps. We always remember our loved ones, and their memories cannot be taken from us. May today be a reminder of the fact that you have the positive thoughts and memories of those you've lost, the life you've left behind, and the safe and secure life that you have started here in Nebraska. I attended the International SC event a couple weeks ago that Hassan and many others put together, and it was one of the greatest events, community events, that I've ever been a part of in this community. And it's that community connectedness that the Yazidi community is bringing to Lincoln that is important that you continue to build upon. That's going to make Lincoln and the Yazidi community healthy and to move forward. And I think that's a great thank you gift that you've given to Lincoln. And I want to thank you for the positive impact that you're making on our community. The memories and the traditions are very important, and it's at teaching others and honoring those that we have left behind are important. But it's important that we take care of ourselves, that we're missing loved ones, and we have grief, we have stress, and that grief and stress sometimes can lead to depression and anxiety. So it's important that we understand what grief is. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, if you're not familiar with her, talk about the 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And we all go through the stages of grief individually and in different ways. But it's important that we do grieve, and that we understand that mental health is no different than physical health. And it's okay to talk to somebody and to share your story. It's normal to have stress, and it's normal to have grief reactions. But if you find yourself not sleeping, not eating, not doing the things that you like to do, and that goes on for a period of 2 weeks or more, it's important that you do ask for help. If you have thoughts of hurting yourself, call 988. Go to the Brian West Emergency Room. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My colleague Blanca is here tonight, and she brought a lot of different materials that we have at the table. Bryan Medical Center is here to support you. We have programs if you're looking for support. Our College of Health Sciences, the hotline that I mentioned. We have magnets, little squeezy brains, all kinds of different things back there that I encourage you to look at. We also have an online screening tool that we added to our website. So if you're ever wondering, what am I feeling? How am I feeling? Do I need to talk to somebody? Don't hesitate to go to our website, bryanhealth.org, and click on the screening. It's free. It's anonymous. We have no way of knowing who's taking the screening, and it will give you direction on what steps to take. I want to leave you with a quote. So, even in darkness, the light of hope and resilience shines. Keep your faith, your spirit, and your community strong. There is hope, there is help, there is healing. Stay strong. Thank you.
Okay, next we're going to welcome Jimmy Hodder, who is a Catholic priest of Diocese of Lincoln, Nebraska. Please come to the stage.
My name is Father Jamie Hodder. I'm a Catholic priest of the Diocese of Lincoln, Nebraska, and I currently am assigned in Seward, just west of Lincoln. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for this invitation, this day and this evening, for this anniversary. And I just want you to know, on behalf of the Catholic community here in Lincoln, of our prayers and support for you in so many untold sufferings and struggles and difficulties that you have experienced. And so just be assured of that care and support. And hopefully, I think a lot of you have experienced that in different ways through our Catholic social services, and in trying to help in any type of meaningful support that can help in any way. So know that you are absolutely welcome here in Lincoln, in our community. As we said earlier, you bring a richness to our community here in Lincoln, and that matters, and we're grateful for that. So just to know you are not alone as a people here, and you are supported and grateful. Thank you.
For your patience, we're just trying to connect with Zoad, who's a survivor, and and who escaped captivity of ISIS. So just give us a moment until we try to connect. Speaker, and then I will interpret afterwards. Hi, Saad. The prepared اشتغل ترجمة. إنه هذا سر قريب.
جاهزة؟
جاهزة تقاليد.
شكرا. بعدين سعادة أجينا جاكم مش درسنا عشرة دينا.
My name is Saad and I'm a survivor who escaped ISIS.
أسيهش ماشي بنظر وزعلهم كنا دستة عشرة وعلم هاتف وشتة.
On August 3rd, 2014, ISIS captured us and they killed my family. The only one who escaped from my family was me and my son. The only demand we have right now is to bring back the ones who are still living. We have endured a lot of struggle, but unfortunately we have seen no help from anyone. Specifically the ones who were captivated by ISIS. We endured a lot. For example, me and myself, I was sold 4 times. No one's feel the way we feel or have the empathy the way we feel.
بيتلبس الحكومة تعرف تشتكيش مرنا هذاك الحكومة تعرف تشتكيش مرنا وأبو يعصى صالة هكا همون كم بعد عايشين وهكا هستيدو أنا قاعدين وحكومة تعرف بمعرسة ليرانا.
And I wanted to say that specifically the Kurdistan government, they haven't done anything. There are still bones on the Shingal and they haven't rescued and they haven't done anything for any of us.
نظام هكا تشبيجي مش هكا قالك شعورك صح ما ترى الناس بتنيجي هكا استضافوا كما هانت تشتغل نايتك إنه
I don't know what to say because it's hard to express what we're feeling, but nobody has done anything. The most important thing and our number one demand is to check the mass graves, bring back the ones who were dead so we could bury them with dignity, and also to bring back who are still missing.
هل تعرف وجوس المدهات هل هو كأسري هشت شغال لها هندسة أمراج المانوك وبرين المديسة بس بينه بس أم چند بقى بينه هر ميك شعوري مانا حسيف تشتهر بصحمة رياش مارا هكا بويانزا سال تشتغل هذا كده.
Every time this day comes, we feel and we live what exactly we felt in August 3rd, 2014. It's been 11 years and nothing has been done for us. And nobody has felt what we felt. I'm now choking on tears and I can no longer speak. So thank you guys for listening to her. That's just one voice of many, of thousands of people that were captured. So
So I really appreciate you guys listening to her. Getting on the side.
Okay, as we reach the end of tonight's program, we thank each and every one of you for standing with us in remembrance, in justice, and in unity.
The Yazidi people are not forgotten, not by us, not by you, and not by history. We will continue to speak, to remember, and to rebuild.
We now invite everyone to come forward and light a candle. In memory of the lives lost, let these flames shine for the ones we lost, the one and the hope that still remains.
Thank you so much, everyone.
The candles are outside, so please, each one of you, light a candle for every life that we lost on that day. Thank you so much for coming here and joining us today. I really